my name is Wen-lly Henriquez, and my presentation is a debate against Mr. Fluoride. Today, I'm going to have some negative effects that fluoride has on the humans and some positive effects. We're going to hear facts from Mr. Tooth, Miss Brain, and Mr. Fluoride here in person. So hopefully, you guys have a better understanding about whom really Mr. Fluoride is. Mr. Tooth, what do you have to say against Mr. Fluoride?
I would like to start off by saying how Mr. Fluoride had helped me. First, we know that Mr. Fluoride is a mineral. When this mineralization occurs, it takes action in bringing minerals back to the enamel. Adding to that, it helps prevent tooth decay by making the tooth more resistant to acid attacks from plaque bacteria and sugar in the mouth. It also reverses cellular decay in children under 6 years of age. Fluoride comes together into the development of permanent teeth.
Ooh, that's an important fact. We didn't know about that, right, Miss Brain? Well, Mr. Fluoride actually helps protect and make the enamel of the tooth stronger. Thank you, Mr. Fluoride. Nice job on that. But let's see what Miss Brain had to say about you.
Well, good for you, Mr. Tooth. But as for me, Mr. Fluoride has a negative effect on my nervous system. And adding to the higher levels of fluoride in drinking water were significantly associated with higher rates of mental retardation. Researchers what? Concluded that drinking water fluoride levels greater than 1.0 may affect the development of children's intelligence. Therefore, I object.
What do you have to say, Mr. Fluoride? Defend yourself. This is your time.
Well, I got many to say. Dear Mrs. Fluoride, Brain, you said that because of the higher level of fluoride in drinking water, children are being affected. But let me tell you that I am not the one responsible to be measuring the right amount of fluoride that should be added to water. That responsibility belongs to humans.
Okay. So what you're saying is that people are having brain problems, like on their nervous system, not because of Mr. Fluoride, but because of the amount that humans are not really putting. Humans are not putting the right amount of fluoride in water. Well, so what do you have to say, Miss Brain?
People with kidney disease drinking substantially more water than others. Most importantly, fluoridation costs the country about $205,000 a year. Money that we should be spending in other important things like finding the cure for cancer.
And why don't we think of those people with certain conditions like gum disease, also called gingivitis? They may benefit from the additional fluoride treatment.
Yeah, we should be thinking. That's true. But what? What can we say about that, Miss Brain?
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, known as the FDA, continue to classify fluoride as an unapproved new drug. So why we have to keep using Mr. Fluoride in public? Why, when it's obvious that there are not enough studies to show that it actually helps our health?
So, what you're actually saying, Miss Brain, is that the only thing that he's useful for is for what? Mr. Tooth! Mr. Tooth! That's it. Well, let me tell you something else, Mr. Fluoride. When high doses of fluoride were used in trials to treat patients with osteoporosis in an effort to harden their bones and reduce fracture rates, it actually led to a higher number of fractures, particularly hip fractures. Plus, people with kidney disease are prone to accumulating high levels of fluoride in their bone and blood. As a result of this high fluoride body burden, kidney patients have an elevated risk for developing skeletal fluorosis. Following the results of this study, the National Cancer Institute reviewed national cancer data in the U.S. and found a significantly higher rate of a bone cancer in young men in fluoridated versus unfluoridated areas. So you're just not making a negative effect on the brain, but also on patients with cancer cells and patients with hip problems. So, Mr. Fluoride, looks like you have a lot of answers.
Well, but I am the dental miracle of the CDC. Named me one of the top 10 health victories in history.
Mr. Victory, due to a higher level of fluoride, according to the Center for Disease Control, 32% of American children now have some form of dental fluorosis, with 2 to 4% of children having the moderate to severe stages in 2005. Also, the largest government-funded clinical trials found that 1% of individuals exposed to 1 milligram a day of fluoride exhibit allergy reactions, like skin reactions, gastric distress, and headaches. Mr.
I
Chu.
object. He's a great miracle because of he can protect me and repair me and hardens my bone.
You have to admit, Mr. Fluoride, you're helping Dame Church and Mr. Tooth right here, but you're also affecting the other parts of the body. Plus, the tap water, if we stop adding you to the tap water, we will be saving a lot of money. Money that we could be spending in something better than you. What do you have to say?
You can't stop me from appearing in water, but never in foods like cereal, ground chicken, sardines, and salmons. Are just some of the foods that I am part of, and you guys can't stop.
Oh, good to know, Mr. Victory. It looks like our meeting is done. Thank you everyone for watching this debate. As you guys can see, Mr. Fluoride, he's an awesome dude that helps too, but he also affects us. So, thank you, Mr. Fluoride. Thank you for being here today. It's nice to finally see you and meet you in person. Thank you, all the people that are listening. And are you against Mr. Fluoride? Or are you with Mr. Fluoride? It's up to you. Thank you.
This is outrageous!
See you. It looks like we won, Miss Gray.